We're in a 2007 Toyota Camry. Yes, I said 2007. It's a little older. We're going to do a plug-and-play remote starter that activates from the OEM remote. Going to go ahead and get started. This year group would probably cover 2007 through 2010. Okay, we're going to start with a disassembly. Going to remove a Phillips screw from the underdash. We're also going to pull a 10mm out of here. I'm going to just pop this out of the way for now, a little bit, to be able to sneak this 10mm behind it out. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the 10mm. Be very careful not to drop it down in the kick panel. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the lower dash. A little bit of outward pressure. Okay, now we're going to remove the hood release. Little groove here. We can pop the cable out the side. Now we will be able to release it from the hood release here. Okay, at this point we're going to remove this protective plate, 10mm. Okay, we're going to stand this whole assembly up. Careful, it's kind of sharp over here. You can scratch the console. I'm just going to leave it like this for now. Alright, we're going to remove the column cover plastic as well. So we're going to need the key for this. We're going to turn the wheel. So we locate the Phillips screws here. There's a Phillips screw right here, Phillips screw opposite on the other side. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove both Phillips screws. Recenter the wheel, shut the ignition off, remove the key. Pressure to the side. I always do this. This is how I release column plastic. Pressure to the side. Downward pressure on the bottom. Once we have a gap, we pop the top up. And then we can go ahead and spread this plastic and slide it over the ignition switch. Okay, we're basically where we need to be to access everything that we need. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the installation. We're going to install the ignition T-harness. We're going to locate our ignition switch plug. We're going to unplug the plug that plugs into the ignition switch of the vehicle. We're now going to locate the appropriate end of our T-harness and plug it into the vehicle's ignition switch, being sure that it locks in firmly. Now we're going to plug in the plug that we removed from the ignition switch into the corresponding end of the T-harness. Our ignition connections are made. Going to bundle our harness and we're going to secure it to the main harness of the vehicle using a zip tie. I'm going to move on to the next step. We are now going to ground our system by placing a 10mm bolt in the ground ring and securing it to the top screw of the metal protective plate that we've removed. We're going to have to undo this ground and reattach it upon reassembly. We're now going to route our harness straight back and we're going to put it over the top of this harness that runs up to the fuse box. And we're going to leave a little bit of slack here, so our cable is going to look like this. Our next connection is going to be at the back side of the main fuse box of the vehicle. I'm going to reposition the tablet to give you a view of the plug we will be interrupting next. We're looking up underneath the fuse box, and I've placed a pink tag on the plug we're going to be interrupting. We're going to be interrupting this plug here with the pink tag on it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reach up and unplug it. We're going to remove the plug to be interrupted. It's the plug closest to the steering column of the vehicle. We're going to plug the plug we removed into our T-harness. Now we're going to plug our T-harness end into our BCM. Our T-harness is installed. As you can see, our next connection is going to be our diagnostic plug connection. We're going to locate the diagnostic plug attached to a bracket on the airbag assembly we removed in the previous disassembly steps. We're going to use our pick tool. We're going to press in the ears on the side of the plug, and we're going to pull the plug back and release it from its holder. We're going to hold the airbag and make sure we don't pull on the airbag activation wires and damage them. We're going to snap our diagnostic plug into the bracket, and we're going to plug the vehicle's diagnostic plug into our T-harness plug. The diagnostic plug connection is complete. We're going to set the airbag aside while we continue working. Okay, at this point, we have our ignition harness hanging down. We've made our connection over to our diagnostic plug at the underdash airbag bracket. Now we're going to make sure our harnesses are of equal length at this point. We have our BCM wire coming down from the BCM plug. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make them even with the ignition plug. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a zip tie right here to hold all the harnesses together. So everything's cut for length on this system. Now we're going to continue on with our 3 wires that we're going to run up to the steering column. Have a harness. It's going to be labeled RXTX key sense, and you're going to run this harness up over the top of the harness that you ran the ignition wiring harness over, and we're going to follow our ignition harness that we have run in the previous steps, and we're going to come up with these 3 wires under the steering column. Okay, so we're going to continue our harness using the same routing that we used for our ignition harness. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a zip tie up here to keep these wires where we want them. We're going to continue on with the next step. Okay, we're going to be dealing with 2 plugs. The Immobilizer plug, in which there are 2 connection points we'll need to access, and the key sense wire, which is located on this 2-pin plug, and it is the blue wire right here. We're going to make a connection to the blue wire, and we're going to make 2 connections at the Immobilizer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unplug the Immobilizer plug, and we're going to remove the protective loom. I'm going to locate the groove in the loom, and we're just going to gently slice the tape without cutting into the conductors. Pull back the wire loom and remove it. We're also going to remove the band of tape. We're going to locate the wires that we're going to need to connect to. We're going to be connecting to the TX wire, which is located at pin 5, and the RX wire, which is located at pin 4. I'm going to turn the plug around with a clip in the upward position. With the Immobilizer plug orientated so we're looking at it from the back where the wires enter with the clip in the upright position, we're going to locate the RX and TX to make our connections. We're going to go over 4 pins to make our connection to our RX wire. So we're going to go over 4 pins, and keep in mind there is an empty pin here, and we must count the empty pin also. If we do not count the empty pin, we will not be on the right wires. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 is empty, 4 is going to be the RX. We're going to place a Posi-tap on the RX. We're going to unscrew our Posi-tap. We're going to take the piece with the groove, and we're going to place the groove over the wire. And again, we're at pin 4 on the RX wire, which is brown on this vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the Posi-tap on the brown wire. Now we're going to go over 1 pin to the next wire, which is red, and this is our TX. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our Posi-tap on our TX wire also. We're going to tighten it down. Now to make our connections, we're going to loosen the collar of the Posi-tap, and we're going to not loosen it so much it falls off. We're going to do it about 1 to 1.5 turns, and we're going to take our incoming wire or our connecting wire, which we'll do our light blue and black, which is our RX. We're going to connect it to pin 4 or our brown wire. So we've stripped about 1/4 of an inch of wire off the end. We're going to go ahead, we're going to put the wire in the Posi-tap, and we're going to push it down until it bottoms out. Then we're going to tighten the collar on our Posi-tap. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our TX, or our light blue wire. We're going to place it in the collar of our Posi-tap, push it down until it bottoms out, and then we're going to tighten the collar. We can do a pull test, and the wires are going to be locked in pretty firm. We can now plug our Immobilizer plug back in to our vehicle. And we're going to make sure it locks in. We're going to place a Posi-tap on our key sense wire also. We're going to connect our key sense wire by loosening the collar of the Posi-tap approximately 1.5 turns, and we're going to insert a stripped end of our wire into the Posi-tap and push it in firmly until it bottoms out, and then tighten the tap collar down to lock in the wire. Our key sense wire is complete. We're going to need to have the key to the vehicle before we begin the programming procedure. We're going to locate the program button on the top of the Evo. We're then going to press and hold down the programming button while we insert our main power plug. We're going to press and hold the program button, insert the main power plug. When we do this, the lights in the front are going to begin to cycle. We're going to wait until we see a red light. We're going to release the button. The light will stay red. If we fail to release the button on red, the lights will continue to cycle for as long as we hold the button down. So I'm going to hold the button. I'm going to plug in the main plug. Our lights are going to begin to cycle. We're going to release on solid red. If we mess up, release on any other color other than red, we can go ahead and we can repeat the procedure. Release on red. We're now going to plug the remaining plugs into our device. We're going to plug the 20-pin plug in. We're going to make sure it clicks and locks. We're going to plug our red plug in, and we're going to plug our white plug in. We are ready to begin the programming procedure. We're going to place our key in the ignition. We're not going to turn the ignition on, we're just going to place the key in the ignition. When we do this, if we have everything correct, this light will blink fast 10 times. We're going to wait for that to happen. So I'm sliding the key in. We have our light blinking. When the light stops blinking, we're going to turn our key to the run position. We're going to wait. Our blue light should come on and flash. Now we're going to turn the key off and remove it from the vehicle. At this point, we can remote start our vehicle with our OEM fob. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remote start the vehicle. I'm outside of the vehicle. I'm going to trigger remote start. Now our keyless entry will also function while the engine is running. I can shut the engine off also. Okay, we're going to add our antenna kit, or if you purchase this system with an antenna kit or My Car device, we pre-program the device before we ship it. So all you have to do is plug our antenna into the blue 4-pin port, and you're ready to begin using aftermarket remotes with your system. We're outside of the vehicle. I'm going to show you an example of our Revo antenna kit with our Toyota system. We can lock the doors. We can unlock the doors. We can start the vehicle. And we can also release our trunk from our aftermarket remote. Plugging in a My Car, we would plug into the same port, download the app, and we would be able to use the My Car.